We're back. I got my block back from the machine shop. They told me they were not able to repair it. It was too far gone. I'll show you what they showed me and why they were not able to fix it. So they said the center journal especially was way too gone. They wouldn't be able to cut enough material. It would just, the crank would be too far off. So this block that I bought is garbage basically. So this thing off, I'll show you. So they put some paint on this thing and then ran a line hone through it, and you can see it lightly touches there, touches a little bit in the center there, doesn't touch that one at all, doesn't really touch that one much at all, and then touches that one again. So it just, they said it's just too far gone, and they're not gonna be able to save it. So this is the a sleeve block that I bought from one of my subscribers or followers on Instagram. I don't remember where he's from, but it's a Golden Eagle sleeve, and it was 75 millimeter. I mean, it needed some work anyway, but yeah, it's trash. So that block's a loss, and off to the next thing. So then I have this other block that a subscriber gave me, Tony, and shout out to Tony. He gave it to me with a set of pistons. The pistons that he sent me are a set of Wiseco's. The block is already bored honed. It was ready to go. I opened it up for the bigger studs and O-ring the sleeve, or O-ring the block. It is still a stock sleeve, but the piston he sent me is for a D17 motor, so the pin height is wrong, so I wasn't able to use it. So I was trying to decide what I was going to do with the motor. I was thinking about sending this block out for sleeves, but it already has all this machine work done, and I just don't want it to go to waste. I already paid whatever I paid to have the block O-ringed and then cleaned and checked and a bunch of stuff, so I didn't want it to be a loss. So I actually just ended up buying another set of pistons, 76 millimeter pistons, and they are some Arias. Some Arias pistons. I just got them yesterday. I pulled apart the other block and got the crank and rods and everything out of it, and then see a set of pistons, Arias. Very similar. Arias bought or CP bought Arias, so it's, you know, basically very similar to the pistons that I had already. The only difference really is these are a little bit higher compression. What I had before was a 10-5 to 1. I was trying to find basically the same thing in you know, another piston, same compression, and I was struggling to find one. And I found a set that was like 10-9 to 1, and I said, okay, that'll work. And then I ordered them, and then I ordered them from Real Street, and Real Street reached out to me and said, hey, that piston that you ordered, we don't have in stock, we don't carry it. So these are the options that we have in stock if you'd like to switch, or you can wait, and it'll be like 6 to 8 weeks to wait. I didn't want to wait, so this is a 11-6 to 1 piston, so a whole point higher than what I was running before, but we're gonna make it work, and it's gonna be great. I just don't want to wait, really. I have this block here ready to go for the most part. I can slap it together with the parts I have, get the car running, still make great power, and I'll try to come up with another D16Z6 block or an A6 block, either one, whatever I can find that's in good shape and doesn't have any damage or anything, and I'll send it out for sleeves. So that's the goal. I'll find another block, I'll send it out for the sleeves. For now, I'm going to put this block together, I know that I can make 500 plus on a stock sleeve. I've been doing it for quite some time, so I'm gonna put this thing back together, shoot for that number. I may still shoot for some more, but at least for now I can get the car running and keep making videos and having fun with the car. It's just been sitting for too long and I want to drive it. So this motor's getting put together. Arias 10 or 11 6-to-1 pistons, the same eagle rods that I had before, same crank, even going to use the same bearings. They're all fine. They only have whatever they have, 50 miles or something on them, nothing, so they don't have any damage on them at all. So I gotta notch this crank. I know a lot of you guys know about notching the not the crank, the girdle. These girdles got to be notched for clearance of the rods here. So I got to do that real quick. And here's the other block. You can see that notching. You can see where it's notched here. I did this with my chop saw on the last one. In the past, I've always done it with a Dremel, you know, my porting tools, but it takes forever. So I tried the chop saw this last time and it worked out. So I'm going to try it again. I didn't have to notch the bottom of the cylinders. Sometimes down there you have to notch the bottom of the cylinders depending on what rods you run. I did not have to do that on the A6 block, so I'm going to assume that I'm not going to need to do it on this block. I never have to do it on the D15 blocks. Just have to notch the girdle. So I'm going to get set up real quick. I'm going to notch this girdle, get everything cleaned up, and get the crank in this block, and then I'm going to start filing rings for these pistons, and so I'm going to try to get this bottom end together. Hopefully I'll have it together tonight. I don't know, we'll see. And I don't know, I just want to get this thing going, so that's where we're at. I'm going to start getting this thing notched out. Alright, just finished notching this girdle. See these notches I put in here. So it is ready to go. Hopefully it should clear. Just getting the block prepped. Bearings back in. Got some lube on them. About to drop the crank in there real quick. And get the crankshaft part done and in. Thrust washers are in. And then we're gonna flip it over and start cutting the rings. Just cleaning up these journals a little bit more, better. I cleaned them already, but I want to use a little WD-40 and wipe them down, just to make sure I'm getting everything off of them before I stick the bearings in. Put these bearings in real quick. When you put these bearings in, this hole here that's on the bearing lines up with the hole that's there. If you put it in this way, it lines up. You can see right there. If you put it in the other way, which won't even let you do because of the tang, but if you could, it wouldn't work. It would be there'd be no oil flow. But there's a little tang right here on the bearing. I don't know how well you can see that or can't see that, but there's a little tang there that goes into that little groove there, and then you should be lined up with your hole. That's for your oil flow. You should also blow this out beforehand. Just all right. Girdle's back in place. We're gonna tap it on and then just lightly tighten that up. Nothing really. Just set it down. We'll work on torque and everything later, just in case we got to pull it back off for some reason. Alright, and then look at this block. So it's got a block guard in it, and it's been welded in. So that was another reason I didn't want to use it, because I didn't want to have to grind all that out and whatnot. So I figured out, you know what, I'm just going to run this block. It's already machined and O-ringed, ready to go. So we're just going to send it. So get these pistons out, and we're going to get these rings filed. Get them going. Get the pistons on the rods. Get the rings filed. Get them on. Let's slap them on the rods real fast, actually. Once we're sitting here. Grab these little circlips. Alright, they're all there. And then I always put one side in. Doesn't really matter what side you put in to start, but I like to get one side in and then get started from there. That one side is always easy to get in, so the other side is normally a little bit harder to get in there. They do make tools for doing this that would make it much easier, but it's alright. Alright, and then obviously you want to make sure these are going the right way too. So tang side of the rod towards the exhaust. So you flip these over, you can tell which one's the exhaust, because the exhaust is a smaller valve. This is a bigger valve relief, so this is the intake. So you want the exhaust side on the side that has the tangs, which is also the same side that has the writing on the rod normally, but verify that. So I know mine tangs are there, so I know my rod's going to go this way. So I'm going to lube this up a little bit. Push it through my piston. Verify again before I put my last pin in. That's hard to get out. Tang side, exhaust side, and we can snap our other circlip in there. Like I said, this one's normally a little harder to get in. You may not be able to do this with your hand. I don't know. You know, just, your hand's got to be pretty tough to get them in there. So. There we go. One done. Alright, pistons are on the rods, and we're ready to start gapping some rings. Alright, just looked up the specifications, what Arias and CP are looking for ring gap. On this piston, they're looking for bore size, which in this case in inches is 2.992 times 0.0055 for a turbo or nitrous car. So that's what we're going to go for. That comes out to 17 on the top ring and 21 on the second ring. It also wants the ring gap on the oil rings to be a minimum of 15 thousandths. They don't file those, but they are good. I just checked both of those, they're good. So we're going to get the top ring measurement, see where it's at currently. And I like to use a piston, make them straight. Right now it's very tight. See if you can see that gap. It's very tight. It's, you know, probably 5 or 6 thousandths. It's way too small. So we're gonna start opening that one up. We'll see where the second ring is too, just to see. Second ring is better. Second ring is bigger than 15 thousandths already. We're looking for 21, so we'll just see where that one's at. Second ring actually fits 21 perfectly. So I'm not even going to touch the second ring. First ring I need to file. So I have a little bench file here. You can see. And we're just going to file one side. So whatever side you want to choose. Alright, first ring's tight again, second ring again right on the money. So we're just gonna file the first ring only. Again, we're just gonna pick one side, file it. So this time I'm on letters are up, file on the right side, and have at it. Good now. All right, pistons are in. Rotates nice and smooth, so it is. I mean, I gotta torque it all still, and then make sure it's still rotating nice and smooth. But it shouldn't be an issue at all. So gotta get the rest of the parts on this thing and get it torqued. I gotta get the wire in for the O-rings. I might actually just do that right now. Cut these wires, file them down, and get them in place. And that's about it. That's all I'm gonna do for today anyway. I'll try to finish it up tomorrow, but for now, that's all I'm gonna try to get done. Alright, looks like the battery died right as I was finishing up these this last O-ring. So it is done. You can see the seam is about right there on all of them. It's hard to see, but it's there. So that's that. I just gotta flip this thing over, torque it, get the rest of the parts on, and get the pan and whatnot in there, and bottom end to be ready to go. Alright, well, that's it for today, and we'll get the rest of this together and put together another video.